I hear those dolphins, and I hear you guys out there. Get this microphone over here in my face so I can talk to you guys today. It's the Erskin Music Show. How you doing out there, folks? Well, I'm back again for another episode. Yes, doing what it is that we like to do. It's post Super Bowl, so we got to talk a little bit about the Super Bowl. I know there's a lot of folks out there who don't like the Super Bowl. That's okay. That's okay. And then we're going to get into a little bit of Valentine's because as I'm recording this, it is Valentine's Day. That's probably a strike against me, but don't hold that against me. I'm going to try to help you out today. So if you are, needing some help on that whole Valentine's thing, watch this episode. I got you. And then we're going to be special guests coming on here. And I don't want to take away anything from her glory, Lydia Walker Athey. Rustic Songbird herself, the Rustic Songbird, is flying into the show here in just a few moments here. But let's be good to the subs because you guys are always so good to us. Come on now. I got an announcement to make. For those of you who are watching us on YouTube Live, Facebook Live, and or Twitter, please remember to subscribe to the channel and enable the notifications. And I have to actually practice saying that or it'll never happen. As we speak, there are 777 subscribers on YouTube to this show. And I think I'm just going to shut it down right there. You know what? I've just died and I've gone to heaven. That is it. That is a complete number of subscribers that we can have. Confetti. Let's go. Dolphins. Celebrate. Let's cheer. Come on. Fireworks. All the things. All the things. More fireworks. All the things happening for 777 subscribers. Maybe we'll keep going. Because if I see 778, we got to just keep going. So either you guys stop subscribing to the channel now, or we just got to go to 7,777 subscribers. I think we'll do that. Here we go. Let's go, baby. Let's go. All right. Let's go. Let's get Lydia on here before I just completely blow up the show. But we have a button for that now. This season, we've developed a button for when I completely go off the rails on the show, which is I'm on the verge of that at this point. All right, let's get Lydia on. She can rescue this thing.
Hello. Lydia, hello, everybody.
Come rescue us.
I think it was a great intro. I was entertained. So
yes.
I like the fireworks.
Yeah, you know what? If you're entertained, then I'm entertained. If we're entertained, then they'll be entertained. That's my philosophy. That's my story. I'm sticking to it.
Yeah, and you really do have the perfect number of subscribers with 777. It's the number of perfection, and 3 of them, I mean, come on, it doesn't get much better than that, right?
I mean, read your Bible, numerology. Come on. It's a strong thing.
Numbers have meanings, and those are really good numbers.
777, baby. So, getting you on the show today. I would love to have you as a guest at some point, but we have a special announcement to make to the people out there because you know what? You know how we got 777 because there's more artists now who watch this show, and they're like, man, awesome. Erskin is dropping dimes on this show, like stuff that I need to be doing in my music and career. And it would just be likely that the two of our faces would be in a screen together because you and I, we think a lot alike about this whole independent music artist world. And because of that, we have put together for the last, 2 years, our artist retreat.
Yeah, I think this one's our 4th one this year. Yeah.
Come on, let's get ourselves fireworks. Come on. I'm late. Late. Come on. All right.
There it is.
So go ahead and make an announcement here. Breaking news. We have information to tell you. Don't want to miss this. Get in here, Lydia. Do it.
Yes. All right. I want to announce that Create Songwriting Retreat is happening in Nashville, May 13th through the 15th. And here's the big part of the announcement. You are invited and signups are officially open. You can apply to be one of the songwriters. We only have 10 spots available. And it's going to be an awesome weekend. We're going to talk about artist development and share songwriting tips and tricks. You'll get to meet other co-writers, write songs together, and it includes studio time, getting recordings of those songs and getting demos right away after we write them. So much good stuff happening on the retreat. So if you are in Nashville or if you're willing to come to Nashville for this, we want you to apply. And we have a link for that for you to go and fill out a short form. Let us know who you are, why you want to come, and we'll get back with you. So let's put that link up on the screen if we can, Erskin, and let people know how you can sign up. We would love for you to come and be a part of it. It's going to be awesome.
Whoa,
I'm so excited.
There it is, people. because this is going to be pre-recorded because I'm actually, as this show airs, I'm on the road right now, headed to Memphis for some meetings. And so maybe by the time the end of this show is over, all the slots will be filled up. And so you get in there right now.
So here's the link. So in the lower third there at the bottom of your screen, you'll see bit.ly/create22. And that is the URL to type into your computer and check out more details, get signed up, send us your information. And we're excited to maybe have some new people that haven't been to a songwriter retreat, or if you've been to one of them before, you're invited back to be part of this. It's going to be awesome, and I'm really looking forward to it. This one is co-ed. I've done some women's retreats, and this one is guys and girls, people from different genres. And so some of them might be artists looking to write songs for their upcoming recordings. It might be people that are great at music, people that are great at lyrics, and everybody just combines their talents and collaborates together to write some awesome songs at their retreat, and also build those relationships with fellow Christian songwriters and get some advice for the next step in your own music. That's what I love to do, is help people find their next step. And if something is tripping you up in your music, this is a great place to get advice from other people who get it, who have been there, and can help point you in the right direction.
Yes. And so we wanted to make sure that you guys had a link so that you guys could sign up. We wanted to also make sure that the sign up was kind of a little bit of a barrier, just to make sure that everybody who signed up knows we are unapologetically Christian. There's going to be some Christian songs that are written this weekend, but also to make sure that you guys are getting the most quality experience that you can possibly get. So there's no confusion about that. You're going to get quality, you're going to get content, you're going to get fellowship and community, meals, all of that actual going into the studio and recording. And we wanted to do this at just a reasonable price, because we know that there's conferences like this that generally you could pay thousands of dollars to have an experience that's less than this in Nashville, just because it's Nashville. We wanted to offer this to you at $500. And so we are really excited that we got a good deal just for everybody involved. For us, for you, we pass that along to you guys. We want you guys to get signed up. But because it's $500 and not $1,000 or $1,500, the signups are going to go pretty quickly. And so just want to make sure that you guys realize it is going to be here in Nashville. The signups are going to go quickly. And so get signed up so that we can pre-approve you, get you through the portal, and get you onto a successful songwriting and artist development. We've added a new layer. Talk to them a little bit, Lydia, about that new layer that we've added.
Yeah, so I will actually be the keynote speaker this year, and I'm so excited about that, because I love to study about music business. I love to study about marketing and promotion. And I've been around the independent musician scene for a long time, just the DIY route of being all the things, the jack of all trades, in a way, of being the singer and the songwriter, recording your music, releasing your music, promoting it, gigging, you name it. I've been doing that as an artist for over 17 years at this point. And so I'm going to be sharing some encouragement with you, because I know it can get hard, especially if you've been doing it for a long time, and you might just kind of be stuck in a rut. And so I want this to be a point where we can encourage each other to keep going, and maybe make some tweaks that will make a difference for your music. Also, artist development is kind of a holistic look at you as the artist and all the different facets that go into that. And so maybe some of those weak spots or empty spots, you need to be filled with a team member. And so it could point you in the right direction with resources. If you need help with booking, or if you need help with promotion, or if you need help with releasing your music, we can share websites that we've used or companies that we've used, maybe some contacts if we think that's a good fit for you. It's a great networking opportunity, but also to just learn some of the basics of across the board, what it takes to develop as an artist. So if you are a songwriter but you haven't released your music, maybe you've released it and want help promoting it, maybe you'd like to gig, or you want to collaborate with other co-writers, there's so many things that you can learn just by being in the room and being around an awesome group of people who get it.
Absolutely. And so look out for more information for us about this. I'm going to get an icon, the official icon for the retreat, up here in future episodes, but you will not want to miss this. I don't know how long I'll be able to run that, because once we get 10 slots filled, sorry, show's over. But then we're on to preparation and promotion for the folks who are signed up already. And so $500. Signups begin now. Lydia's going to come back on at some point. We'll talk that talk, but we don't give away all of our stuff now. That's why you got to sign up for the retreat. Tease.
It's going to be awesome.
All right, Lydia, you got a bunch of babies, so you got to take care of them.
I do. Thanks for letting me come on and announce this with you. It's so exciting, and I'm counting it down. So I want to encourage everybody, if you're interested, go ahead and apply, get more information, ask any questions you have, and we'll get you signed up.
Yeah, so there we go. Writers Retreat. It is here. It is time for signups. Breaking news. Thanks, Lydia.
Thanks.
All right, bye-bye.
Bye.
All right, that was Lydia. Her information scrolling down at the bottom of the screen in case you want to get in contact with her. Check it out. Make sure it's all legit and everything. I'll tell you it's legit. Come on, man. I'm telling you what it is. I'm telling you it's all good. So we're going to transition now. We're going to have, well, a song that we wrote together. How ironic that we just, oh, I'm looking over at Big Head. Big Head's not there. It's the Texas flag today. I'm looking over at the state of Texas. Is the lone, okay, very good. Yeah, we'll just go ahead and play Mom's Life right now. And then we're going to get on to some of our top stories.
Mama, I hear this on repeat. Mama, Mama, I'm hungry. Mama, I'm tired. Mama, I need you. 24/7, 365. Mom life is constant, keeping kids alive. Sometimes it's too much, sometimes there's tough love. Sometimes you feel you're not good enough. Sometimes it's too much, sometimes there's tough love. You gotta get your strength from above. Mom life. Hashtag mom life. Look it up. Mom life. Keep looking up. Mama, I hear this on repeat. Mama. Who needs an alarm clock when you've got kids? They're waking you up, trying to get in your bed. You're wiping their tears, calming their fears, whispering gently, Jesus is near. So don't you forget that when you're discouraged, you gotta get your strength from above. Mom life. Hashtag mom life. Look it up. Mom life. Keep looking up. Mama, I hear this on repeat. Mama. I've got reflexes like a ninja. I've got band-aids if you're injured. Like Nancy Drew, always prepared. Don't worry about it, I got you. Mom's intuition, like X-ray vision. Already know where you're gonna go and what you're about to get into. Mom life. Hashtag mom life. Look it up. Mom life. Keep looking up, looking up. Mama, I hear this on repeat every day. Mama, look it up. Keep looking up. Mama. That's mom life. Mom life. Keep looking up. Oh, keep looking up. You gotta get your strength from above. Mom life. Keep looking up.
Nicely done there, Lydia. Woo-hoo. Girl doing it. She doing it, man. I'm telling you. Also on the guitar. Boom, bing, 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 bing. So anyway, that was a lot of fun doing that song and writing that song together. Who would have thought that we could have written a rap about mom's life together? But yet that song has been downloaded by over thousands of people. And if you're enjoying that song, it came as a result of the Writers Retreat. And so you will definitely want to sign up for that Writers Retreat if you're able. I don't know if we announced the dates of the writers retreat, and that would have been a major oversight. You're thinking that they've announced the retreat. I want to go. I want to sign up. But when is it? All right, people, it's on May the 15th. May the 15th. Did I tell you it's on May the 15th? 13th through the 15th are the dates that we have. And so Friday night, you'll get in. We'll do a first session together. We'll eat dinner together, introduce ourselves. That Saturday, we'll get into our formal sessions and then also some of our co-writing. And then on that Sunday, after church, we will go to the studio in which we will be recording some of the songs that we've written and getting some further tips about artist development and finishing a couple of the projects that we've worked on over the weekend. And so it's takeaway stuff that you've got with you, as well as some development stuff that you have to look forward to after you get involved with this writers retreat. So boom, there you go. $500, get yourself to Nashville. We feed you. All right, so that's enough about the songwriters retreat. Get our top story today. I don't want to waste any time today because I'm going to try to do 2 stories, and you know what it's like when I try to do 2 stories. We end up having like a 50-minute show, and I don't want to do that to you guys. I want to make it short, sweet, to the point. All right, people. It is, at the time of recording this, it is Valentine's Day. Hopefully you guys know that. Valentine's Day. You know what? The best thing that I could do for my family and for my wife on Valentine's Day, since I'm recording this, pre-recording this, is get off the show so I can go spend some time with them. Oh, she would appreciate that. She's cooking right now. So anyway, she cooked. I do this. Good life. Happy life. Happy wife. All right, that's my tips for today. All right, good show. Good show today, guys. No, I really want to talk a little bit about mom's life, Valentine's life, Valentine's Day, those kind of things, and how that works out. Got an article from the Gospel Coalition. We want to keep this biblical always on the show. I just spit on the microphone, so sorry about that microphone. Always want to keep it biblical on the show and make sure that we 100% just keeping the Lord in focus in every story that we talk about here, because we're about to jump to another story here and after this that I wanted to get to and just ask you guys a really pointed and funny question. But say, for instance, one of the things that I do is I always try to remember that there's folks that are working around me, folks that are helping, they're single. And it's like the church swallows the whistle a lot of times on Valentine's Day. And it's like, oh, you're single. Okay, guess you don't get to celebrate. Okay, well, we don't see you. And I'm like, well, why do we do that? Come on. And a lot of these women that I know that are single, men that are single, they exemplify godliness. And instead of saying, well, we'll be back with you tomorrow, this is our day, we're doing a family thing today, I try to make it an occasion. And hopefully this is, well done, well stated. You have to be careful these days. But, I hope it's well stated that I do appreciate those who serve as a godly example in their singleness. Try to do that in my own life as much as I could, at least. And I think that's important to set a paradigm for if you are going to be married, or even if you aren't going to be married, a paradigm for loving Christ and really celebrating not just the eroticism of love, but really the agape nature of love, and all that being able to be pointed back to God and how it is that the gospel comes to us as the ultimate testament of God's love for us. Romans 5:8 tells us that while we were still sinners, God demonstrates his own love toward us in that while we were still sinners, Christ died for us. And so we have those kind of things to look forward to from a biblical standpoint of what we're looking at when it comes to Valentine's Day. Happy Valentine's Day for you guys that are out there. But I wanted to read a little bit about this article, and really the 3 main bullet points that I wanted to come away from with this is that you are loved, you are not alone, and whatever the teleprompter says when I get down to the bottom of it, you are family. Those are the 3 things. And this article is from a while back. And so really the specific examples, they don't necessarily match up to today. This is like 9 years old, but the 3 points I think are solid and timeless. You are loved, you are not alone, and you are family. Let me read from the article. It should be in the show notes if you'd like to get further information. Valentine's Day is hard for many single people. The cynical humor of the typical Christian single offers little more than just a thin veneer over the pain and worry lurking within the heart. Cultural pressures to find worth, identity, security pressure are often amplified in a conservative Christian community as singles become collateral damage in the battle to defend marriage and the family. To many married believers, the singles in their midst are pitiable at best, dangerous at worst. But in the face of all those worries and pressures, Christian singles can lay hold of some glorious biblical truths to propel them into the fight for joy this Valentine's and every day thereafter. Well said, well stated, and gets us to this point that you are loved. God loves you, and that should be remembered. If you're a single that's out there, if you're married out there, you're a child of God. God loves you. Let's not forget about that. That simply statement should blow you out of your chair. Sadly, however, that truth is lost on many Christians. Often our culture assumes, even demands God's love, that he loves everyone the same, no exceptions. Even within the church, God's love can be tossed around so lightly that believers begin to think that he is required to love them. If we are honest, his love rarely shocks us anymore, since we are rarely paused to ponder the scandal of a holy God embracing a rebellious people. We've all sinned and fallen short of the glory of God. We are all children of wrath. We are all dead in our rebellion and our trespasses and have become enemies of God. But God, being rich in love, while we were yet sinners, gave up his son as a bloody substitute for us, and now resurrected and ascended to the right hand of the Father, he intercedes for us and has sent his Spirit to be with us. God's love is unearned, unfettered, and unending. And the rest of the article goes on and talks about that. But the truth is that as a Christian single on Valentine's Day, you couldn't be more loved. Rejoice that the Lord of creation has delighted to set his affection on you. Okay, so this will be aired after Valentine's Day, recorded on Valentine's Day, and you're like, okay, so that was yesterday. No, think about that truth in relationship to eternity. That truth is just as relevant on February the 15th, February the 16th as any other time. And so keep that in mind. Please do remember that you are also not alone. The article goes on to talk about that we are, in fact, never alone. And this is a very comforting fact. I think probably there's some people that need to draw close right now because you need to hear this. God built you to be in relationship with himself. Again, let that sink in for a moment. The one lacking nothing, surrounded by the heavenly court that praise him without ceasing. Holy, holy, holy is the Lord God Almighty. He doesn't lack anything. And yet he comes to us in this way. Satisfied in love and communion of the triune self from all eternity that God made you by hand and wants a relationship with you. Of course, we're all relationally broken because of our sin. But if you are trusting in the Son, the Spirit dwells within you, you can communicate with the Father at all times. An overflowing fountain of joy, God himself is within you. Friend, you are not alone. Remember that second thing. Third thing, you are family. I love this point because we endeavor to do as much, some churches call community groups, some people say developing community. We're endeavoring to do as much family as we possibly can. The family of God, the family of faith, how we build and contribute to one another's lives. The article goes on to say Jesus didn't die to save you. He died to save his bride. Your relationships within the church then surpass mere friendship. Jesus said these words, who do his Father's will, these are the ones who are my family in Mark 3:35. Brothers and sisters, it is the most common way of addressing Christians in the New Testament. Paul went to Thessalonica as in 1 Thessalonians 2:7, nursing mother. He became the father through the gospel. And when he wrote to Timothy, he called him my true child in the faith. In the New Testament, when you read it, it is all about family. We are family. And that should be remembered in the midst of the fact that there's a day that celebrates one tiny sliver of the relationship of love. We have this full-orbed, full biblical expression of the character of God, the nature of God, and the interest within the context of the Christian family. Brothers and sisters, this is not only a day that we can celebrate, but this is a lifestyle that we can live in relationship to one another. May this encourage you, and then may the praise choir give you strength. Oh, hey, hi, oh, hit my head, okay, was he speaking in tongues? No. So let me get on to this next part of the article. I wanted to ask you guys a question today. Can I put this in the show notes today? Can I ask you guys a question? Can I actually put it in the show? I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it because I'm just that type of fella. See if I do it Super Bowl to black. That's my question to you guys today. Put it on the ticker. Put it on big head. Put it on the ticker. All right. Was the Super Bowl too black? I've heard all of these people talking about we didn't like the Super Bowl, and I had to Let me go full disclosure. I had some issues with the Super Bowl. I always have issues with the Super Bowl halftime show because they never have any Christians that are performing. So that's my first thing. I'm always going to be outside the camp going, I mean, it was okay, but there was really nothing about Jesus there. And like, you're going to go all that trouble and get all those dancers doing all those gyrations and things. And nothing about Jesus? Like nothing? Okay. So you already lost me. But let's just say, this is fair use. We can talk about this. I'm already on the outside looking in. But as I'm looking in and hearing the cultural commentary, there's these voices who are out there saying, best Super Bowl halftime in the history of the world. No halftime has ever surpassed this halftime. And then I have people who are on the other side of this saying, oh my goodness, I cannot believe the wokeness of the NFL, all this blackness, all this illusion to Colin Kaepernick, all this kowtowing to Black Lives Matter. And I'm hearing those voices from some prominent Christians whose name I won't name on this show because Dad won't give them credit on that. They might give them credit on my show. You got your own show to talk about that kind of thing. Oh, the wokeness of the NFL. Oh, the wokeness. And so there was a question that was lingering in my mind. I was like, I can't ask this question. Like, there's 777 people who may see this on YouTube, and they may get bothered by this. They may not like that question. And I want to be responsible with my platform. Right? So I ain't gonna be scared about this platform. Super Bowl. And the question that kept coming up in my mind was the Super Bowl too black? Because I thought to myself, man, I'm watching it. There are a lot of black people. The band was black. The artists were black. The dancers were black. There was black. Now you net that there is a concerted effort on the part of the NFL to redouble their efforts to not make some of the mistakes that they have made in the past with regards to ignoring some of the player concerns. And these are all matters of history, regardless of what you felt like the issue was about when players were kneeling. And may I go on the record, please, by saying that I would not have done that. Oh, me and my just pristine behavior, always supporting the Texas flag. No, I would not have done that way. And yet they were doing it for a specific cause. Now, the NFL, does it affect their bottom line? Police shootings, different things that are going on in our society and our culture. We kind of crossed the threshold. And we're not going back, people. We're not going to go back to that time before Derek Chauvin kneeled on George Floyd's neck. But just we're past that now. And so the NFL has done a just monumental work to try to recalibrate, end racism. You see that on the back of you see that in the end zones. You see that in players' helmets. And that's just a part of what's going on here. Now, the Super Bowl halftime took place in Los Angeles, and one would expect that the local flavor of that is more hip hop culture, a little bit, things that are going on there. They always try to get headliners there. They got a variety of headliners there, black and then Eminem. But I thought as I was listening to it, man, if you don't like rap music, if you don't like R&B music, which there's a lot of people who don't like that kind of music, then you probably didn't like this culture. And I'm going somewhere with this. So stick with me for just a second. You can put comments in this thing. I'll get the comments later. You can tell me if you liked it, if you didn't like it. Fine. Just go, type away. Make your fingers sore by typing away. But I wanted to simply say this. When I looked at the halftime and I thought to myself, was the Super Bowl too black? I thought, I'm not going to ask that question. But it was running around in the back of my mind thinking there's probably a lot of white people that just because they don't like or understand the lyrics or know who these artists are, probably thought this is the worst halftime ever. Like there have been some artists that I just didn't know their music and I wasn't familiar with them. Imagine Dragons. I got some things, but I don't know a lot about Imagine Dragons. So I'm kind of like, it's okay. Cool guitar solo. I mean, so just, things like that where people just don't relate to the style of music. They don't relate to the artist. And it seems like there was a lot of people who were not, at least I'll say this as a Christian. I don't like halftime shows because they don't represent Christ, but I'm at least culturally aware enough to know that Snoop Dogg, in the world of recording and hip hop and music in general, he's a really big deal. Mary J. Blige, really big deal. 50 Cent, not a big deal. I'll get to that in just a moment. But so they had this Dr. Dre, come on, Beats. I mean, these are iconic artists, but there's a lot of America that doesn't know these artists. Now, one could say the NFL's, trying to recalibrate some of their wokeness. One could say also that the NFL was acting in concert with the artists who were actually in the place where the Super Bowl was being played, and I think that's part of it as well. But in reference to a lot of the blackness that was on stage there, I was thinking to myself, I know there's going to be some people who have a problem with this. How do I know? How do I quantify this? Well, I wasn't going to say anything about it. I was really just going to swallow my whistle today and say, did you like the halftime show? Did you not like the halftime show? All right, let's pull the comments and I'll give you my take and say I'm a Christian and so I'm outside looking in. And so no harm, no foul. If you liked it, you didn't like it, here we go. And then I was driving from good old East Tennessee, the land that I love, stand beside her and guide her. I was driving back from East Tennessee and I was in about Middle East Tennessee and I stopped at a place. I'm not going to say where I stopped. I don't want you guys to. And this was a very kind interaction. But a gentleman who was white, probably in his 50s, balding, a little bit overweight. I don't want to misrepresent him, but he was kind of more of the country type. Let me just go ahead and say that. He approaches me while I'm at the gas pump and he says, man, that was one of the worst halftimes ever. He's like, oh, well, first of all, he said, did you watch the Super Bowl? And I was like, I saw some bits of it because I was kind of traveling around. I had some other things to do. And so I made sure to watch the halftime. So I talk about the halftime. He said, you watched the halftime? I was like, yeah, I was in and out. I watched some of it. And, he's like, man, that halftime. So he went there. That halftime was one of the worst halftimes ever. I said, why did you think that? Show's over. Show's over. And we cannot extrapolate from a sample size of one what all of America is thinking. Why did you think that was the worst one ever? He's like, I don't know, man. It just seems like they used to be more inclusive of like different types of people. You mean like Katy Perry or Imagine Dragons? Yeah, I mean, it seems like they would, like last year they would have had some things like that. And I was like, I think last year was the weekend. Like, if you know the weekend and you like the weekend, okay, that was cool. But it seemed, I know for a certain that the NFL over the last few years has tried to get black artists on there because they're trying to do some damage control. But he's just like, it just seems like it was more inclusive of like different people. And I said, so the weekend or like, who are we talking about? And he was like, I don't know. I don't know. I just didn't like that Super Bowl. Just didn't sit well with me. And there were some things that didn't sit well with me either. But I thought to myself, and I almost said it out loud, bad Erskin. Erskin a couple of years ago, he would have definitely said this. Is it because there were a lot of black people that were on the stage? Like, that was a very black Super Bowl. And I'm not trying to stir up any strife or anything. I'm just simply saying he didn't know why he was bothered. But here's the point, and here's the reason why I talk about this. He didn't know why he was bothered, but he felt like there was no representation of his kind on that stage. And by and large, if he's not listening to Eminem, there was no representation of his kind. Can we see this on the thing? Oh, yeah. Of his kind on that stage. And so it made him feel a little uneasy. Now, very kind interaction. Have a safe travel today. Have a good day, sir. I mean, those were the way that the interaction ended. There was nothing contentious about what it is that we were saying. It's just we had two different perceptions. And I'm already in the back of my mind, I've got it rattling around. This is a very black Super Bowl. And I would think that there would be some white people who are uncomfortable. Probably wouldn't be able to tell you why they're uncomfortable. Wouldn't call him a racist. Didn't think that he was a racist. But don't try to say that I would say that he's a racist. He was not a racist. I got no vibes that he was a racist. I just knew that he was uncomfortable with the blackness of the Super Bowl and the fact that there was none of this that he could look at on that stage and say, okay, I see my people out there doing a little electric guitar solo or something that lets me know that I'm part of this experience. There's a lot of things going on that stage, but I'm not represented in what I'm seeing there on the screen. All I'm simply saying, and if this makes me woke, okay. All I'm simply saying is there's a lot of people who are out there who are saying, man, we have felt like we are underrepresented in society when we don't see people like ourselves being a part of society, being a part of the larger inclusive group. Now, am I advocating for the changing of laws? Am I advocating for school curriculum? None of those things am I saying. I'm just saying, and this would be my general thesis. I'm not here to talk about racism today, but you can see how this could easily spill into a conversation about it. I'm just saying there's a lot of things that get quantified as racism that really aren't racism. Like being uncomfortable around people who are different than you. I think that's kind of natural. Like, there's some black people who are very different than I am. They don't talk the way that I do. They don't act the way that I do. They're a little sketchy in some of their behavior. And whenever I'm around them, I'm not always at ease. So too, or there's some white people or Hispanic people that I'm not familiar enough with the culture, or there's some things that I'm seeing that just are a little out of balance, and I'm not that comfortable. Does that make me a racist? No, that just means I'm uncomfortable, and I need to learn more. I need to know more, but I don't need to change laws to be able to do that. I just need to get close to and draw closer to and have some more exposure to and understand what's going on there. Sometimes there is danger that I need to look out for. Sometimes we do need to pivot on certain things and not be in certain parts of town and not just do stupid things, get yourself beat up. All right. So, there was that regarding the Super Bowl. I will say this. I've never been a big Snoop Dogg fan, uh, but I do consider myself to be a pretty good performer when it comes to on stage stuff. And so the performance aspect of that, never been a Snoop Dogg fan, but I will say I thought his performance was pretty fire. For some reason, he is just different. He's just on a different thing. And I don't like it all the time. Hardly ever have I listened to his lyrics and thought, oh, yeah, I'm going to write that one down in my prayer journal. But he can perform and do the thing. Like, he can do the thing. And so there's that. There's my take on the Super Bowl. But here we go. Jason Lampier writes this, and we're going to shut the show down here in just a few. 4 Grammy Awards, 21 Billboards, and actual Pulitzer as NFL welcomed much talented stage on one stage. Sunday night, for the first time ever in Super Bowl halftime, placed hip hop front and center in issuing inviting 5 icons: Dr. Dre, Snoop Doggy Dogg, and Dr. Dre, Mary J. Blige, Eminem, Kendrick Lamar. Okay, Kendrick Lamar was okay to perform. They also had 50 Cent. They also had, what was the dude's name? I forget what his name is. It's here in the article. I think I took that part of the article out. I'm going to read that part of the article. So yeah, very star-studded. It should have been glorious with all those Grammys and people and things and places and things going on there. I will say there was the part in 50 Cent that got a tad bit erotic for me. Like, hide your kids on that part of it. And so I'm just interested because I'm traveling right now. I can't do the whole, like, I wish I could look down at this little icon here that says the comments in the corner of the screen and see like 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, because I'm pretty sure the comment section will be blowing up at this point. Was the Super Bowl too black? Maybe we just get some country music artists. Although if you get modern country music artists, it's pretty much just going to be a hip hop show. Let's just be, come on now. Come on. He done said something's the truth up in this. I bet you won't say it again. Okay. I mean, even if you got country music artists today, it's probably going to sound like a hip hop show. And so I know that at certain points they'll get some people who have a lot of money and a lot of financial backing to say, hey, can we get some representation of our own kind on this thing? And the pendulum will swing back. But I was just wondering if there was anybody else's reaction. Man at the gas pump, man out on the street. I did not try to elicit that. It was rattling around in my mind. But man on the pump. Once we had that conversation, I thought, I've got to talk about this because I did not solicit this conversation. It just came to me. Apparently, and I don't know what this is, but white people feel comfortable coming up and talking to me. And I'm super glad that that's the case. But sometimes I'm going to say y'all will say some of the craziest stuff to me because I guess I look like the kind of guy that just will be happy and jovial and everything that's said. And I mean, I still smile, but I get asked sometimes the most ridiculous questions sometimes. But anyway, good interaction, good show today. If you have any comments and think it was the worst Super Bowl halftime ever, you're blew your TV up or you burned your house down because the halftime show stank so bad and you're never watching the NFL again, okay, guess what? They're going to have the NFL next year. Bye-bye. If you thought it was the best halftime ever, I don't know as a believer how that could be the best halftime ever. It had some straight pornography up in that thing. But that's neither here nor there. Look at me. Being all judgy like that. But that was soft porn and that was soft porn and 50 cents piece. You have to know that was soft porn. All right, so there's that Erskin Music Show. Glad you guys tuned in. Let's get some love to the subscribers that are here today. Let's get up out of this thing. All right, for the subs on YouTube, 777 strong, Facebook Live, thank you, and Twitter, please remember to subscribe to the channel and enable the notifications. It's the Erskin Music Show. We go nowhere, except tomorrow we come back.